just do a well check on each other, and we talk about things that's going on around the world, around us. Kind of maybe I kind of look at it as a support group for me because I enjoy hearing these guys talk. Um, I learn a lot when I talk to them, and it's therapy for me. I had a battle with pancreatic cancer 3 years ago now. I'm in remission right now. I just had my port taken out my chest yesterday, so a little bit sore right now. But anyway, these guys, like I said, they meet with me every 2 weeks, and we just talk, man. I only want this thing to last about an hour, but it's the fastest 2 hours that you'll probably ever see if you hang in there with us that long. And right now, we've already hit an hour already, and it doesn't seem like it. But we've already hit an hour. So anyway, that's what we do, man. There's always an empty seat at the table. So if you want to come back, I'll be sending you an invite the next time we come out, and come on in and talk to us. And Ron, I'm glad to see you back. And
Yes, sir.
but that's it, man. That's what we do.
Hey,
Yeah, Bob.
they call him AM.
AM.
Yeah. So like you got the PM and you got the AM.
Oh Lord, he a young man, huh?
You got to get up early, baby.
Gotta get up. Gotta get up.
I hear you. I hear you. So what are you doing now, AM?
I'm retired, so just like so right now I'm not doing a whole lot of anything. I'm part of a nonprofit here on the board of directors, the Sankofa, Brother Reuben Salters. So I'm on a part of the board there. And then the other thing is the last couple of years I'm a trustee at one of the local churches, the Over Christian Church. There's a bunch of Air Force guys in there, Pastor John Moore, Pastor Ted Henderson. He's pastor emeritus, so and there's some other Air Force guys in there that go to the church too. So Truman Bolden. So
what's the religion?
It's non-denominational.
Non-denominational. Okay.
Yeah. So
okay.
It's small church, but it's you get a chance to contribute and do things to help the church grow and things like that. So
okay. Yeah. Well, this is to me is like I'm Baptist, so I used to going when I was going to church, which has been many moons ago. We had that Wednesday night Bible study, so that's why I do my podcast on Wednesday night. So, but you might hear some cussing going on here, man. So I hope that don't offend you, you know.
I let it slip every now and then.
Yeah, we try not to do it too much, but especially I don't know if you know Bobby Jones. There, he he got a pretty good vocabulary when it comes to cussing. So I try to hold him down as much as I can.
That's for sure.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Yeah. Well, what you got going on, Ron, man? What's going on, Ron?
Throw me under the bus, man.
Well, hey, shit roll down here, like Colonel said.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Same old stuff, different day. I was listening to your conversation, of course. But the topic of the day is you it? No, I'm not.
Yeah. That's where we at. That's what we were talking about before you two guys came on.
But the thing about that whole situation, and I was listening to how you guys were talking about some examples, it's just that to me anyway, there's so many people in this country that are so gullible to get ahead by any means necessary that the obvious, they had an expression, firm grasp for the obvious.
Right.
And I look at the admiral and I'm like, dude, to be honest with you, man, I have no sympathy for him.
No.
Because he took a position that the boys had spread around. The grapevine had already told him you don't want that job.
Right.
So he figured he could do something because his skin color. That's how I look at it. because a brother had that job,
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That's
right?
right.
And the brother was like, I don't want no parts of this, right? So dude gonna come up there, put me in, coach.
Right.
And now they done distanced themselves from him. I mean, they blatantly lied. So now a lot of the country getting ready, they should have seen this already. But they saying, well, we just can't let these guys lie every day, all the time.
Right.
You know, I'm like, hey, welcome to the party.
Hello.
You know, they never gonna tell the truth. And they a lot of folks didn't understand why he was getting rid of all the oversight.
Mm-hmm.
That was the plan initially, get rid of all the oversight.
Yeah,
So can't nobody contradict our story.
yeah, the JAG officers and all that stuff.
Right.
They,
Yeah.
they
First of
fired
all,
off IG.
the one thing that the as they say the oxymoron is they're talking about this stuff like it's a combat situation. It is not a combat situation.
Mm-hmm.
No.
But they and somebody will refer that to them and they just go on and on. I tell you, it's hard to watch news programs, man. And it's murder is what it is. You murdered 80 damn people.
That's what somebody said today. They were saying that, Hegg said, as far as what they're doing is saying you can't call it a war crime because there's no war.
Right.
So if there's no war, then it's got to be murder.
It's murder.
Definitely murder.
What you gonna say to that?
You gotta have one or the other.
Right. And it's not even a police action. It's something that is outside of the military jurisdiction.
But first of all, before you can do that, you got to have proof.
Right.
I mean, you got to have factual proof in your hand.
Right.
Right? Other people had to verify those things. It's not just, oh yeah, it's a boat out there, go blow it up. You can't do that.
Right.
You gotta verify. It's everything's gotta have some fact to it.
Right. And
They did it enough with us as black people. They did it enough. We were guilty. We're still guilty. Before we even commit the crime, we guilty.
right.
Well, did he? Well, if he didn't commit the crime, he guilty anyway.
Yeah.
I just watched a thing the other day where and you guys might have seen it. It's old, but it resurfaced, and it was about there was a sheriff and his wife taking a prisoner to another prison. They stopped at a convenience store. Black guy bumps into the sheriff's wife. She goes out and tells him that he groped her.
Right.
So he's trying to, the sheriff who's out of his jurisdiction, trying to put handcuffs on him, right? So they call the police. So the police come, they look at the video, they say, no, that's not what happened. But they locked him up anyway because he was black and she was white. She was a sheriff, he was a sheriff, and he wasn't. How you gonna lock somebody up for something that you saw proof that they did not do? You can't. That's it. What I'm saying right now. We're guilty without even committing a crime. How in the hell is that?
Guilt by association.
That's it.
So this whole thing is set up. The Supreme Court, when they came out that BS ruling about you can't charge a president, it is so stupid, that ruling, and Trump is so naive that he keeps talking about what he gonna do to Biden and Obama, and the fool don't realize that they got the same status.
And
And the people that's buying that crap don't realize, and the damn thing you can do to them, and can't nobody do nothing to you, you can't do nothing to them.
Right.
Right.
They did it in the course of the job, right? But the thing that I think everybody missing in this country is the fact that the Supreme Court set all of this in motion. The fool came in there from day one just criming. He just went everything. He'd been stealing money with these PACs.
Yep.
Everything is associated with him being president. So he feels as though he's never going to answer for these, right? So he's got these other folks convinced, you ride along with me. If they come after you, I'm going to pardon you.
Right.
So all these people are doing all these criminal things, even in these agencies. I'm like, the documentation is there. You can't fire people. They got civil and union rights. You just can't take their job. And the thing about it is people are so afraid of it that, I said, how long you been working for the government? And you were in the military. If you were in the military and somebody sent you something and had no signature on it, wet or, auto pen, you wasn't doing it. I wasn't.
No.
Right.
I don't know who sent this. Well, this came over from so and so. Well, I don't know that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not. I had a guy at Langley after 9/11. This brother, he was a bird. This dude was this guy, man. He was enlisted. He was prior service. He made bird. He had assignment. He actually got himself extended so he could take a photograph with him in the blue suit and the bird on the suit, right? As they were packing his office, right? So he told me, I need you to call uh the Express, Federal Express, because we had a lot of, I was working MyCap, what they call MyCaps.
Mm-hmm.
So we had a lot of fighter parts on going to the theater, to Afghanistan, Uzbekistan. We was all over the place, right? So he said, yeah, call them up and ask them why they are flying through Cambridge and not Heathrow. You heard what I said? I said, okay, sir. So I went to my desk. I sit there for about 30 minutes, 35 minutes. I went back down to his office. He said, you got any luck? I said, no, sir. I don't. Nah, once I said I was a master and so, they kind of pushed me to the side. Maybe if you called them, we might be able to get some answers. He was like, okay, well, I thank you. Well, I was like, he had his damn mind. I'm going to call FedEx. Why
Mm-hmm.
you flying through Cambridge, England, instead of, $1 trillion company? I'm like, are you serious?
Right.
That's how some people get caught up in that in the military where they want to make that rank so bad that they will do some unlawful shit.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
You're right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's not past, I mean, but just the simple fact that this dude was like, yeah, called them up. I was like, okay. Then they told us that it was so sad watching some of those senior officers at Langley. Because Langley, is got a 4-star sitting there, bruh. I ain't never seen so many people kissing ass. They step over each other to kiss ass.
Mm.
They had over, I think at Langley they had over 50 colonels, 60 chiefs. If you ask for a volunteer, you say I need 5 people, you got 75 people.
Mm.
So they can find people to do what that admiral did.
Right.
Because they think they know something that you don't know and they smarter than you are.
Mm.
And I get a kick out of these boys, especially ICE, walking around with this tactical gear on. You can tell they've never been in the military, majority of them. Probably all of them are hourly workers. They probably paying them by the hour, right? They standing there, they got their hand in their vest. I said, they watch too many movies.
Yeah.
Mm.
Too many movies. If y'all remember a couple years, about 10 years ago now, there was a push in this country because what happens is first responders were getting tactical gear that was it was D-milled, some of it was, but not all of it. So what was happening was when they buy new tac gear, they were giving it to the police department. Remember in St. Louis when they first rolled out all that tac stuff?
Yeah.
Well, that was considered like DRMO equipment.
Mm-hmm.
That's where that stuff came from. It was used.
Mm.
Yes.
And
No.
these boys put that stuff on and they think, I mean, what? Since when in this country can you do a police action with no identification showing?
Never.
If the
Mm.
police pull you over, he want to see your ID, but he don't have to have ID showing me that he has ID.
Right.
And they now, and a lot of white folks are now coming to the conclusion that we've all known for a long time. that Trump want to make America white again. That's all that shit stands for. I'm like, welcome to the party.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you can't make something white that was never white.
Exactly.
In the first place.
But in their mind, everything goes through them. They got to prove, it's like these people going to tell you, you can't sit there. I got this black guy. He's being mean to me. You know what I'm saying? Really?
Mm-hmm.
Really? Is that what it's coming down to? Well, the subway was crowded, but he kind of rubbed up against me the wrong way.
Right.
I want to press charges.
Well, you read the report about the demographic shift in the country, and when all the folks, especially at the Heritage Foundation, when they read that report, all the stuff got put into action. This is bigger than that. So the Heritage Foundation, bunch of rich white think tankers backed by billionaires, all got together and said, "Hey, how do we stop this?" And like that, Project 2025 is just kind of their written brainstorm of how to stop the demographic shift that is inevitable.
Like I said before, there's a beginning and an end, right? But them some bitches forgot everything in the middle.
Right.
The people in the middle, they wasn't thinking about that. They thinking that because we got money, we're the beginning and the end.
Right.
They're not looking at anything in the middle. And that's what the Republicans have done over the years is they make decisions. It's kind of like that thing they say, don't do something in anger,
Mm-hmm.
right? They're making decisions kind of on those bases. Meaning, like you just said about the presidential thing, how a president can't get in trouble for stuff that he did while he was president.
Right.
They didn't think about what you would want to do to Biden or Barack or Clinton
No.
or they didn't think about that. They only thought about him. Let's protect him.
Right.
But when you put that in place, it's anybody that served in that place.
Absolutely.
That seat. Anybody that served in that seat, you can't say, oh, he's okay, but they're not. You can't do that because that is an open sea
Right.
for people to see that's only in the middle and all this stuff around it. Well, hold on, something's not right here.
But that's the part of Make America Great Again. Another thing, I don't know if you guys know that I thought something about it. When they first started talking about transparency, and yeah, we're going to release all of the Kennedy files. So the first thing they released was the Kennedy files and the MLK files. Why are they releasing the MLK files?
Right. Because they heard on MLK.
And not anything that they released that the world did not already know.
Right. Yeah.
And not only that,
they released it out of spite.
There was nothing illegal in there.
No, that's what I'm saying. They just threw it out there.
If he did do what they said he did, he was a womanizer or whatever they say. Did he break any laws that hurt the United States?
No. They were trying to be vindictive. That's what
it was.
But I'm saying you got people out there and people truly want to listen to this and they're actually repeating this stuff. Well, he was a womanizer, just like the unalive boy now. He was a womanizer, this and that. So what? He never broke a law where he had to go to jail for anything. He was never convicted 34 times for anything. He was never charged or accused of raping anyone.
No.
None of that ever happened.
But Bobby, none of us are supposed to be as smart as them. No matter what level of education you have, it don't matter. They're supposed to be smarter than you are. And when they're not smarter than you are, they get frustrated. And that's when Project 25 and shit like that come along. We just gonna get rid of everybody. That's like Bernie Madoff, right? The New York newspaper, I love the name they gave him. they started calling after he got arrested, right? They started calling him Bernie Madoff with the cash, right? And and what happened was they interviewed him and they asked him, did he have any remorse or any regrets or anything like that? He said no.
No.
He said F all of them. He said because they all knew.
Right.
Mhm.
And
He
you,
said every one of them knew what was going on.
until he hit the wrong person,
right.
and that's how it goes. You
And
know,
this went on for how many years?
It took a lot of years.
40 something, 50 years?
Yep.
I mean, this guy was a genius to hide that for that many years. You think?
Yeah, I
No,
think so.
I don't think so.
listen,
I think what was happening was the people that was implicit, he had the right contacts.
Right.
it's no different. It's no
The
different.
banks are dirty as hell in this country.
It's no different with the drug guys, and you know
Exactly.
they don't even understand the stupidity of their thought process. Meaning, oh yeah, you okay? So you go sell some drugs and you make some money, whatever. They know who you are,
Right.
right? They don't want you to do 2, 3 years. They don't want that. But when they can slam 30, 40 years on you,
Right.
do you understand? Listen, let me start. You know, they start adding up them hundreds of thousands of dollars that they're going to make off of you for them 40 years.
Right.
No, if you do 2 years, I ain't gonna make no money off of you.
Right.
No.
No, go ahead, sling all the drugs you want, because we know your stupid ass gonna go out and buy something that somebody else don't have, right?
Right.
And you riding it around in the neighborhood where 45-50% of the houses are boarded up, right? And then you park it at your mama house, right? And you got a Bentley parked in front of your mama house, right? And the screens and stuff ripped on her windows,
Right.
right? And you think you getting away with something?
Right.
They know exactly where you at, but
But
they're not ready to get you yet.
exactly.
Mhm.
They started looking at things like, for me, I always go back to the fact that they like when Clinton retired and he started doing his presidential library. Oh, they were so upset with the amount of money that people were donating to. Oh, it's illegal. And they started tracking how many millions of dollars Clinton was getting for his library.
Right.
So there was something, nefarious about that they had to, we need to, somebody need to examine this. But I'm going to tell you what they can talk about Project 25 and all of these things. First of all, the idiots that they gate and vote for them don't understand shit like that.
No. They don't
Right?
They don't.
So you can take these same idiots just like they do. They go out on the street. So which health care do you prefer? Do you prefer Obamacare or do you prefer the Affordable Care? Oh, I
No.
don't like Obamacare. I think Affordable Care Act is better, And they get in front of a TV camera, a microphone, and they just say this, and they have no idea what the hell they're getting ready. They're being set up to look stupid and ignorant, which they are.
Mhm.
And not all of them are old. A lot of them are young.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm
And-
saying? So they keep voting in this country for a long time. They thought that you had to be a lawyer and you had to be wealthy to even be a congressperson.
right.
They gave it a name that you don't hear him say anymore. You know what the name was? Oh, he's a statesman.
Oh yeah.
Who the hell know what a statesman is
Mm.
in today's world? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
They don't know what that means.
Right.
But it was some type of prestige. You know what I mean?
Right. Most of
So you
not
got guys in there in their 90s, the same guys that get voted in, and they sat there on their high horse, like, what's his name? What's the old boy name with the glasses? He can't
Green,
even.
Greenie.
No, the Republican.
Yeah, Greenie. Is Green something? I call it.
Grassley. Grassley.
grass.
Grassley.
Wow.
He's sickening, man. He sit there like he don't do all he's doing is just sitting there, basically.
Well,
Mhm.
listen. Here's
They don't pass, they don't legislate anything because they don't know how. That's why they got to get somebody else to write the bill, and then they hire young people to read the bill, and then the young people basically the backbenchers, and They're asking the back, what you think? Oh, I think it's pretty good. Okay. Do I need to sign it? Yeah, go ahead, sign it. And then they get in front of the camera. Well, I haven't read the bill yet. The hell? What do you do up there?
Mm.
That's what you there to do. Oh, I haven't read it. That's the biggest lie. Every time you see him in front of a camera. Oh, I haven't seen that yet. I haven't read that. Really? Is that plausible deniability?
Yeah, that's what it is. There was
They, they invented that plausible deniability. They came up with that to protect Reagan.
Ron. There's the one congressman from California, a Republican. I can't remember his name, but he was the guy who invented the Viper, the car lock thing. Remember,
Right.
was a big thing.
Right.
The guy made $1 billion off of that Viper. Remember, it talked to you and all that.
Okay, yeah.
It was a kit car.
The car alarm, the Viper.
It was a kit car, yeah.
Yeah, the Viper.
The car alarm.
Well, I want all you guys to research that guy and look at who he was. Because what it was that the reason he invented Viper in the first place was him and his brother were hoods in the neighborhood, and they had a carjacking ring. They stole cars, and he made his money because he knew how to pick locks and steal cars. No matter what kind of car you had, no matter what kind of system it was, they could overcome it and steal your car. And him and his brother both got locked up for stealing cars. And when he invented that Viper system to prevent you from stealing cars, because he knew so much about it, he ended up making a ton of money, and now he's one of the biggest congressmen in California. Take a look at that guy. It amazes you how this stuff happens, man. It blows my mind. I wish I could think of his name. I'm trying to find it now, but he was a big name in Congress for a while. Now he's kind of a backbencher. But if you look up let's see, Viper, he's the guy that invented it, and that's where he made his money. I don't know if he invented or he stole it from somebody. Because the guy's a straight thief. He's a straight thief. Wow. And that is how he got his money, and that is how he got his seat in Congress.
But they had for years, right? DOD, when they first got into the security suites and all of that, right? Show you how they tell you shit and they expect you to just believe it.
Yeah, his name was
the main security suite that they had at one time was, and Mac, you'll know this, was what's his name? Kaparsky, the Russian. So they didn't know that they was buying security software for all the federal classified systems from a Russian dude.
From a Russian guy, yep.
How does that happen? Money.
That's it.
Influence. You want this security suite.
Right. The guy's name is Daryl Issa.
Oh, Issa?
Yeah, look him.
Yeah.
He's head of one of Trump's organizations now.
Yeah, but check him out, because if you look at his history, he was a car thief.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's what he did for a living.
Wow.
Yes, it will blow your mind.
Trump's got a bunch of crooks in there.
Well, that's all he got in there. Ain't a bunch. Everybody's a crook.
Of course.
Hey, Anthony, let me ask you a question. You are Coast Guard, right?
Yeah.
What's your what's the operating distance for the Coast Guard? You know, as far as running drugs and stuff like that from off of the shores of the United States.
Oh,
you know that.
Well, our international waters are, our territorial waters is 200 miles offshore.
Okay.
So, and then islands like Puerto Rico, which is U.S. territory, is pretty much the same thing. So yeah, we're responsible for 200 miles out. and then of course, you know, orders are out there that we can go further out too. So
Uh-huh.
usually that runs through the commandant to the district commander, wherever the district is.
Mm.
Like I was out up in Boston for a little while. That was our first Coast Guard district because I needed some underway time as an officer. So we frequently went as close as we can get to Iceland
Mm-hmm.
because there's a lot of our um, underwater communication lines run by that area or through that area. And the Russians were famous for trying to tap those and
Mm-hmm.
listen in. So, so we would always patrol that area. And what they would do, the Russians were pretty smart. They would hire Icelandic trawlers, fishing trawlers, and put their equipment on the trawlers, and then try to infiltrate and sink robotic, um, machines and things like that to go. And if it was shallow enough, they were sending uh, divers down to tap into those lines. So
Mm-hmm.
we were always on constant alert for that. But it wasn't as serious as a threat, just because of the way the contour of the ocean was there up there. It's really rocky and
Mm-hmm.
mountainous. So, but if they can get into an area and they could tap into one of our communication cables,
Yeah.
they could collect a lot of information. So
Right.
Yeah. So let me ask you that this that's going on down in the southern hemisphere with the Navy and this drug running. Isn't that something? Is that something that the Coast Guard?
I think about that every day because one of the things I did in New Orleans was we had oversight of basically the Caribbean and the northern part of South America. I've actually been to Lake Maracaibo, Venezuela twice
Mm-hmm.
because we got U.S. vessels working the oil fields there, offshore supply vessels and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So the companies that came out of the U.S., um, yeah, they would, help them explore and develop their oil business. Caracas was the big city, of course, but Lake Maracaibo was just a haven of activity for oil exploration and oil production. So their problem is they don't know how to manage their money. So the oil industry never really took off. So when I was the second time I was down there, the people are pretty nice too. But the second time I was down there, um, I did two offshore supply vessels. The Coast Guard hangs paperwork on the U.S. vessels. So we have to go down there and make sure they maintain the vessel's condition. And that includes the U.S. crew that's on board. Now they can hire Venezuelan crew members, but the master and the chief engineer has to be American. So to get around that, they would hire local workers for work in the oil fields, but the crew mainly was U.S. Workers, and they would be on orders. We call them articles.
Mm-hmm.
So long story short, um, as far as drug interdiction for Venezuela, we wouldn't get directly involved with unless we had a need to.
Mm-hmm.
But they could order. We would get orders to go. I mean, our cutters would get the core orders to go. And typically we would get that intelligence from Coast Guard intelligence or naval intelligence, and we could board vessels at sea.
Right.
And that would be the end of the story. So they're blowing up these fast boats. I'm like,
Right.
they're calling them ships. I'm like, that's not a ship, that's a boat.
Right.
And I'm like, that's kind of dumb. That's kind of that's a waste of our taxpayer money, actually.
That's what I'm saying. Overkill. I'm thinking it's kind of overkill to have the Navy out doing this
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
see all that manpower and equipment and all that stuff they got over there. I think Trump's goal for Venezuela is he's trying to get his hand on them oils.
On the oil, $10
Well,
trillion.
they said that,
That's
and
what he's trying to do. Because
but
you
they
got to remember when he went after, what was that? He was going to annex Greenland or Iceland. Which one was it?
Greenland.
Greenland.
So he was after the natural resources.
Right.
A lot of people don't think in terms of these countries when they talk about sovereignties and things like that, but a lot of countries basically were founded on natural resources.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Yeah.
how the governments were initially established. They used the like South Africa was the diamonds.
Right.
So that propped up the government, the resource, the cash flow. But yeah, he's trying to them, some of them boys that he's getting money from in the oil business and things like that associated with it. They want to get their hands on that stuff, so they want a puppet master in Venezuela that's going to allow them to come in there and drill whatever they want to do with that oil.
They estimate that they got 303 billion barrels of oil in Venezuela.
Well,
Oh yeah, and that's the good. They got the good stuff. They eat the stuff that's easy to refine.
Mm.
So
They,
if you look at like Brent crude and
right.
Texas Intermediate crude
Right.
is kind of mid-level stuff,
Mm-hmm.
but it's easy to refine.
Yeah, this is high grade crude.
Yeah,
Say it's worth several $trillion.
yes,
yeah.
that's
Mm-hmm.
the goal.
And that's what it's all about.
Mm.
That's what
Because
it's
you're
all
going to release a drug dealer, but you're doing drug interdiction.
right.
You know, and
biggest,
then they say, well, if that's the case, if you could just kill drug dealers in the water, you can kill them here.
but the key is
Mm.
if we leave survivors, then somebody's going to get interviewed. But if I
that's
Exactly.
that's
They
the
don't
part
want to
that's not
know.
right. That's why those survivors from that one that they blew up can't
Got
nobody
killed.
find. Don't
right,
nobody know where they at
that's because
because they
they're
they,
dead.
they they got them hidden out
They're dead. They ain't hitting out. They hitting out.
or dead.
They hitting out in somebody's basement.
But this is all old espionage bullshit.
Oh yeah, same thing. We always
Oh, they never come up. They don't invent anything. They just do something that somebody else did and think they refined it to the point to where they're not gonna get caught like the other people did.
exactly. But this is the oldest trick in the book. You know, the reason they call things the Banana Republic is because of the Chiquita Banana Company, the United Fruit Company, um, was the one that was looking for some help, and we sent all the military down there back over 100 years ago to disrupt all the South American countries, Mexico, all their countries, and we put puppets in there just so we could control the fruit companies down there. It's been going on. Vietnam was caused by Michelin. Whenever you're looking for, it's always about the money. It's always been about the money.
Mm-hmm.
They say all the time, follow the money.
Follow the money.
Hey, y'all remember what the model for the Chiquita banana used to look like?
Yeah, with the bananas on their
The
head.
sister with the hat on her head and
Yeah.
the multicolored skirt on.
Yes,
Mm.
yes,
Mm.
You know,
yeah.
Ron, they got ice down in your territory, don't they?
man.
Chasing this.
Hey, look, they gonna mess around down there. Them Cajuns gonna get a hold of their ass, and that's
Hey,
gonna be the end of that.
hey,
Mm.
Yeah,
hey, Ron,
They gonna be down there in Gator country.
that's
hey,
why
Ron,
that's why I texted you early, Ron. I said everybody's
hey,
packing down there, man.
Mm.
I mean,
hey, listen,
you jump in the car, man. The gun's right there.
Right.
Yeah.
So you don't think that's gonna go over well?
No, they
I
tried
think it's.
to. Well, New Orleans years ago, the FBI took over the police department in New Orleans years ago,
Mm-hmm.
and they held it. I forget what's his name was mayor
start with an M.
Moriel,
Mark Morial, or
his father.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
And they tried, to straighten out New Orleans police department, but New Orleans is a place where the people are so, docile. They're a bunch of folks that, if they got an extra couple of chickens in the refrigerator, they happy.
Mm-hmm.
They don't more or less protest or contest shit, because they've been beaten down for so long that we ain't even gonna fight it. We just gonna wait.
Mm.
But if you snatch somebody off the streets in New Orleans that look like an immigrant, you can grab any damn body because everybody mixed down there.
Mhm.
Everybody in New Orleans is a damn immigrant.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's for sure.
If you snatch it, look like they Hispanic or from out of country, you been mess around and grab a Cajun that been there for 400 years.
And
Mhm.
how many colonies, how many times New Orleans Louisiana was colonized before the French sold it?
Exactly.
I bet they won't take their ass over to Algiers. I bet they won't go on that little ass island.
Hey,
I bet they won't take their ass over there.
they gonna
That'd
mess
be
around. They gonna mess around and go down to Bourbon Street and get some gumbo, and that ain't gonna be no okra in there.
Mm. Yeah.
I just,
But
I was thinking about that. I was like, that's right. Everybody can have a gun down there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
they're
know,
from everywhere.
I was like, wow. I mean, they got like, you can't bring a gun into the bank.
Okay. Well,
And you can't, it's a couple of like government buildings, state buildings, you can't have a weapon.
right.
But when you're I mean, I've been in the car. I said, man, why you got this gun in here? Like, he's like, because I can have it. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Good answer.
mm-hmm.
You know?
But
Wow.
it's a lot of things going on in this country, and people are going. I mean, just think about it, man. Sometimes when you're out and about, it's just people going out, and it's just like there's nothing going on in this country. They go through their daily routine because sometimes it seems like we've been programmed to go through our daily routines, no matter what's going on in this country, as opposed to we're gonna protest on Saturday. Shit, you should be protesting every damn day.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? But the thing about it is just that everybody, not everybody, but a lot of people in this country are asleep at the wheel.
Yeah.
When they realize they don't have no because like retirement funds, the original retirement fund was a Ponzi scheme.
Right.
So the retirement fund, they got people to pay into retirement thinking that they were never going to reach the age of retirement. So they took the retirement funds. A lot of companies was playing the stock market with the retirement money.
Yeah.
Right.
So then if they got a windfall, they skimmed it off the top.
Mm-hmm.
But if they didn't make anything, they would tell everybody to have a union meeting and let them know, well, the market's not doing good. And a lot of times people, they say, well, I'm not ready to retire. I got 20 more years before I'm going to retire. Fool, that money ain't going to never be there again.
No.
Mm.
But, and like the importance of unions, a lot of people are watching them destroy unions. And they realize, man, if it wasn't for the union, your ass wouldn't be getting paid.
You wouldn't have
You work on the weekend. I remember my father worked construction for these Italians in New York, and them boys went down with Gotti. When he went down, they went down too, because they had all the construction business locked up, sanitation and construction, right? So they used to bring these guys over from Italy. They spoke no English, all Italian, right? They worked their ass the whole weekend, didn't pay him. And they would tell my father he couldn't work because he was union. So they had to pay him time and a half. So they didn't want him on the job. But these other boys, every weekend, they make them work 12 hours on Saturday and Sunday and tell them that was for the office and the privilege of having that job.
Mm.
And it's happening, because it's not happening to the masses, but this is how things in this country, some people, and see, Trump saw all of that living in New York.
Right.
So he think he got game.
That's why he think he got game. He ain't got shit.
He has game.
No.
He don't even understand. He didn't really learn the entire system. They let him see the front. He was like he was like what's my man name they should send to get the ice cream? That was Trump. He was the one go get the ice cream.
From
You
the
know,
guy.
he go in the store, get the ice cream while everybody talk while he gone.
Yeah. Fredo.
You know,
Yeah.
that kid, when he was a kid, he went nowhere near the neighborhood park. He didn't play in no reindeer games. He was the guy, he was the kid looking out the window from the 89th floor and shit.
Of course.
Because he couldn't, he just didn't know how to fit in. Couldn't fight. You know, when you grow up, you learn how to fight, right? In the neighborhood.
That's right.
So
You earn your little reputation. He ain't got none of that. If you
when
listen to this guy, he's like an 8th grader. You ugly, you fat, you stupid.
Don't say that. That's why he name calls.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. 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 I think
oh
he's a bully, man.
yeah, he can do it, but can't nobody do
Say
it to
that
him.
about him.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
What you talk about my president, he the greatest. The Lord sent him down there. He's a blessing. He has done so much for this country. I'm like, what country are these people living in?
Yeah.
What has he done?
Well, he's got a distraction now from the Epstein files with this damn Pete Hegseth.
No, they released some
shit
more stuff
going on.
today.
No,
Well, what
it
did
ain't
they say? Say what, Smitty?
going away.
No, they
Huh?
released stuff today. They ain't gonna let that go away.
They released videos and pictures today
Of the island.
of the island. No, it ain't going away.
Well.
That bad boy is going to follow him to the grave. Epstein then reached up from the grave and grabbed him by the damn ankles, and he pulled him down with him.
Well,
They
at least
say
see some names, man.
But this is how they create a trail. This is how all criminals get caught. So the banks, right? So the banks figured, well, we better get in front of this when he first got taken down, right? Yeah, he came to us and some of the transaction wasn't looking right. You know. So now they have implicated that the banking information, we need to look at that.
Right.
Nobody would have known that if the banker wouldn't have said nothing.
But Deutsche Bank is in trouble because
Deutsche Bank is so corrupt.
Yeah, they corrupt anyway. But yeah, they laundered Jamie Dimon and his group. They laundered all Trump's money.
You see, he running, right? You see, Jamie Dimon's name came up. It was Jamie Dimon, right? Whose name came up.
I want sugar pie ass to go down.
Oh, he didn't resign. He resigned from every board he was on. I said, yeah, you're going to take your ass to the summer house now permanently.
You running for the border.
He running.
And
he definitely don't want his stuff to come out because his sugar pie ass. I know they waiting for him.
Man,
he skimmed a lot of
Brutus. Brutus can't wait till he come to jail.
Yeah.
Bruh, when they showed those photos of the party that they had down there, the French style party at Mar-a-Lago, I said, this is just not this. People don't see this and don't get upset. I don't know what's wrong with it.
Right.
They got their costumes on. What pissed me off though was I saw a brother with a tray in his hand. I was like, come on, bro. He had a tray in his hand serving drinks and shit. You know, I know you got work, bro, but you should have called in sick that night.
Oh man. Oh man. He probably the only black one in there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, Ron. But you know what they
feasting
messed up
now.
at? They messed up letting him in there because you know he heard something. And
yeah.
Hey, look, Luther Vandross gonna come back up from the grave when he starts singing. And yeah, they was in the hallway. And they they ain't know that brother was undercover. No.
Wow.
Yeah. Scat.
Well, look, man, look, like I told Anthony, man, you came on, man, 2 hours is all I get these guys, man. Because you know, I got this I got a weak bladder, number one. So normally we about an hour and 51 minutes now. So normally what I do right about now, Anthony, I give everybody one more bite at the apple, man. Any last thing you got to say? So you being a new man on the block. So I'm gonna start with you, Anthony. We coming up on that 2 hours, man. Give you some last words, man. Anything you want to drop in again before we close it out, and hey, take all the time you want. But this is your last shot.
Yeah, I
before we
just
close it out.
appreciate being included on the call. It was kind of fun to to listen to different perspectives on things that are going on around the, not just in the United States, but around the world in general.
Hmm.
There's stuff I haven't talked about in years. I mean, you know, uh, going to Venezuela and working there for a couple of weeks and that
Hmm.
kind of stuff. So it actually brought back some pretty good memories. So,
Yeah,
but anyway, I appreciate the invite, and yeah, definitely keep me on your email list.
I will.
And
I
then
will.
yeah, the one thing I was thinking about just quickly, do you think QC Brown called Admiral Halsey and today, dude, you better get out of there? I was thinking about that. When did they communicate in that way? Like,
Mm.
because Halsey's the black admiral that left
Right.
Right.
Southtown.
What
So
y'all
I
think,
was
man?
thinking about that.
Mm.
I'm like, what did the QC call him and said, "Man, you better get out of there now"?
He told,
Mm.
Don't do it. Yeah.
I'm sure I'm sure they talk, and I know he told them, hey, grab your chute and jump out the plane.
Mm.
The setup.
Yep.
Mm.
Yeah, because I mean, his retirement came up quick, and I thought it was like,
Was
Mm.
supposed to say exit stage left.
yeah. I
Hmm.
was just thinking about that. I was like, I'd be
Hmm.
curious. I'd be like to be on a fly on the wall to hear that conversation if they did talk.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's all I got.
All right. Come on, Ron. What you got?
I said all I had to say. I was um almost missed the call because I don't know what the hell I was thinking about. I was doing some other things, but it's just the fact that I get so um not frustrated, but it just bothers me that people in this country don't really care about this country to the fact that they go along in their day to day and they don't want to change the shit that's happening. Change to make change effective, you got to do it while it's there,
Right.
not later. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
You gotta strike while it's hot. And a lot of people in government right now don't have the answer to nobody. And that's not right.
You're right.
The rest of us have the answer, but because you a secretary, I mean that woman flew the damn plane after the judge told her to turn it around, and she gonna admit that she did it. Well, my interpretation of what he's like, the judge don't know what the hell he talking about. She got a better understanding of what he should have been saying.
Right.
I'm like, really?
Mm.
You know? And it brought back some memories the first time I heard a gray area. Somebody was telling me, it's black and white, then it's gray. I said, so what's gray? Gray is all of the above.
Mhm.
Oh,
You know
so
what I mean? It's the black and the white.
hold on a minute. Somebody's TV bleeding in, cutting you out. Somebody playing something. Go ahead, Ron. Finish
But I'm
talking.
saying, um, we we got to call. There should be some type of national call. Like they take these stupid surveys, all right, but they should have people calling into these representatives' office and just blowing them up on a daily basis. I don't understand why someone hasn't come up with robocalls to blow up their damn phone all day.
Right.
Right.
You know
Right.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They give an interview. Now think about it. They giving interviews while they walking away from you.
Right.
They're
Is
they're
that really an
they're,
interview?
they're more like running.
They running,
They are.
Mm-hmm.
but they
Mm-hmm.
control everybody's life, man. I mean, all our lives are wrapped around these clowns, man.
Mm-hmm.
And they destroying everything. I mean, I was trying to get on the Social Security website. They got that thing so jacked up, man. They want your driver's license. They want your mama's name. I'm like, I ain't doing this
And
bullshit.
they do it on purpose.
ID me, they call it ID me. Fool, already, it used to be a thing where if you had a military ID card, you was the first one they was gonna let through the gate.
Right.
Right.
Because they know you got this card, you can be trusted.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It ain't like that no more.
No.
Mm-mm.
They wanted to fail.
Yeah,
Yeah.
as they say, too big to fail.
They
Yeah.
want you to be frustrated so you can not want it.
Well, the billionaires wanted to fail because the pirates are waiting for you to give up on the system so they can buy it all up and charge you astronomical rates for it. That's the whole game. They tried it when Trump was in the last time with the post office, and he slowed all the mail down. And as soon as he left office, the mail started running again.
Yep.
Yep, and he was because he had a couple billionaire buddies that wanted to privatize the U.S. Postal Service, and if we destroy it, then everybody will say, "Well, we need somebody to fix it." And then his buddy,
Remember, they got rid of all the equipment.
right.
They got rid of the equipment that they later on said, "Well, we don't have enough equipment." Really?
And, but you know, they did the same thing with the military when was it Rumsfeld and his boys went in there and tried to privatize all the bases, and
Yeah.
then they found out like 5 or 6 years later that the cost overrun was astronomical, and
Yeah.
first engineered all that. That's every time Republicans get in office, they try to destroy the infrastructure so that their billionaire buddies can take over that industry and make a ton of money with government contracts. And
Well, yeah, that's where the money been all along in
Right.
DoD.
right, and that's what this whole thing is all about. So when you start to see government functions start to fail, it's not an accident, right? It's built in. They want it to fail. They'll break whatever they can break, and once it breaks, then they've got a billionaire buddy that, hey, I want to buy this up, Bezos or one of those guys. I'll buy it up, and then we'll run it, and we'll only charge you 20% interest, and then over 5 years, next thing you know, it's costing you 50% for the same thing that you was getting for free. And that's the whole gimmick, and it's the same scheme. They use it for every government entity, and like I said, you've seen it since and this started with Reagan, and it's been going on since Reagan. They'll find the government industry, they'll privatize it, they'll make a shitload of money, and then they'll crash that system, and then the government will have to go back in and take it over and refix it. They've been doing this for years.
That's you, Smith.
That's me.
Were you done, Ron? Ron, were you done?
Oh, I just had one thing to say. One last thing. You guys know when it comes to federal contracting, you have to have what they call a warrant to authorize funds to be spent on behalf of the federal government, right?
Yeah.
They call it a warrant. So all that construction work they doing on the White House, first of all, the contract they never put out a contract. They just went and got a contractor, which is against the law. Now, GAO is the watchdog for federal contracting, right? You ain't heard them shit say nothing, right?
Oh, you heard shit, man, about that.
You can't find somebody to sign on them what they doing right now to say, okay, this was out solicited, it was competed, and we got the best bang, But yet the rest of the federal government, when it comes to contracting, they still have to live by that,
Right.
or go to jail. Because you can't sign the government up for shit they haven't allocated funds for. It's called insufficient funds.
Yeah.
You got the smartest president ever sit in the seat in there right now. So when you got brains in the seat, you don't need nothing else.
Well, they're not allocate money for that. I thought he said his billionaire friends paying for it.
Yeah. So where the tax records and all these other things, so there's a lot of implications there about these guys giving money. So we're gonna find out at the end of the year when they file their taxes, corporate taxes, if that's really the case. And we all know right now that's not the case.
Write that off.
And the plans are so terrible that it'll never be finished in his watch. They already plan. They got built. It's like, who the hell engineered this stuff? They got windows running together. nothing is structurally sound. The plans are horrible. They
Trump did the plans, man.
an eighth grader couldn't have done those plans.
So the plane that he got from the Qataris, right?
Mm-hmm.
You don't hear no more about that, right? You think it's in
I don't
maintenance?
hear nothing about it.
They parked that shit. It's gonna stay parked till Trump leave office. Then they gonna fly away with it.
That's
It ain't. We all knew it was never for the federal government.
right.
What presidential library got a plane?
None.
It's
Well, who's gonna maintain that plane?
the Secret Service.
Right.
Yeah.
So us, we gonna
Because he
maintain.
got lifetime Secret Service.
But they ain't gonna maintain.
I hope they maintenance guys.
Well, they gotta protect him at all costs. So the money's gonna be allocated to wherever they I think they have their own suite of aircrafts anyway. But yeah, so these are things where we spend time in the Air Force and we know that you just can't refurbish an aircraft just like that. Not that big ass airplane.
Not that right.
Why would one person need an airplane that big?
No one does.
You're one person. You got one seat on that plane. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But again, that's my time.
All right.
Okay.
I yield.
Bobby Jones. Bobby Jones.
Oh man. So wow, let me take this thing back a little bit. So I get into a lot of communication with folk because I like to know what people are talking about. And a lot of times, well, not a lot of time, most of the time I bring that to this podcast here. So my latest conversation was talking to somebody about contributions of Black people to this country. I almost said Black Americans. So contribution to Black people in this country. So, talk about the Tuskegee Airmen, during the war and what they did. We talk about the Buffalo Soldiers and what they did. And I got to thinking, and I'm like, and it was brought up about politics while we were talking about this, and how all Blacks are Republican. I mean, all Blacks are
Democrats.
Most of the Black Democrats, this, that, and the other. So I said, so do you know Blacks weren't always Democrats?
Right.
Huh? What do you mean? I said, yeah. So then I took it to him like this. I said, think about this. You just spoke about the Tuskegee Airmen and the Buffalo Soldiers, this, that, and the other. I said, Black people have been saving this country forever. Yeah. I said, the only reason Black people became Republicans was so they could help this country become a country. I said, when they were Republicans, they became Republicans because of what Lincoln said that he was going to do for them. So they got behind Lincoln, which also caused the Buffalo Soldiers and everybody else to get behind Lincoln and help them win that situation that made this become a country. And they're like, no. I said, yes. I said, just think about it. People that look like you and me have been saving this country since the day we walked on the soil to make it what it is today. You people, and I told them, the thing about it, you got to start doing history. And it's not like they have to give you a whole lot, but you got to go dig for stuff.
Right.
Because they're only going to give you the surface. They're not going to give you what's deep. And I'm like, yo, our people really don't know the history to sit around and say, like we talked the last time about, Black people talking about they're not going to vote for a woman because of this, that, and the other. Well, first, before you can talk about voting for a woman or anything else, you need to learn more about yourself. And that is one thing that a lot of people that look like us don't know.
Right.
They know that Black people used to be Republican. I don't care if you're a Black Republican. I don't care. But when you start putting people down because they're Democrat or people down for whatever, right? It is what it is. You can say, "Oh, I don't care. I don't like this Democratic policy and that Democratic policy." I'm okay with that. I'm not with you putting people down because they're Republican, they're Democrat, independent, whatever it is. And like I said on here before, when I vote, I don't vote for me. I vote for the masses because without the masses, there is no country.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I
Amen.
mean? We just a bunch of people sleeping on a slippery slope.
Mm-hmm.
So that's me for tonight. I'm good.
Okay.
Amen.
Mac Lynch.
Well, first of all, I'm gonna say something about how people is all of a sudden a team win a couple football games and then they start sporting their gear and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
I'm with them winning. Mac, I'm with them win or lose, man. But go ahead. Go ahead.
well, then that's all I'm gonna say about that. All right.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But you know, just so you know, I got some Panther gear too. All right.
Okay. Okay. Bring it out, man. We need to celebrate.
No,
You say
I can't wear it up here.
it's hot, huh?
You can't wear it up there,
Why it's
Mac.
hot?
No. Well, I might could get away with the Panther gear. You can't wear no New York gear.
Oh man.
Oh no.
Mm. Wow.
But you know, I you know my buttons are easily pushed sometimes, and
Mm-hmm.
sometimes I have to back off and not respond to things. I've read a Facebook post today. They were talking about Trump and how the media and people report on every little hand gesture and everything that he do. Well, but he that's his game. He occupies the media. That's his game.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, and I had written a long response. Then I decided, no, I'm pissing in the wind. So
Mm-hmm.
you know,
Mm-hmm.
you know, so I try to keep my comments to somebody where I think they might listen.
Mm-hmm.
If I don't think you're going to listen, and I'll listen to you too, okay? But if I don't think you're going to listen, then I'm not going to waste my time talking to you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Man, I got one. I got one. I listen. As they say, I'm biting at the bit. I can't wait till this shit goes south because I'm gonna bust them right in the mouth. I'm gonna get on there. I'm gonna burn their ass up. But that's
Mm-hmm.
what that I understand, Mac. I understand exactly how you feel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me.
Well, I was going to say, you know, at first I started out, I would just unfriend those folks and so they wouldn't push my buttons. Then I decided that it's best to know your enemy.
Yes.
So,
Mm-hmm.
you know,
Mm-hmm.
if so, I still, and I don't consider them friends, but you know, I don't know. It's just
You want to know what
sometimes it,
you want to know what
yeah,
street you know not to go down that street. I feel you.
yep,
I
yeah.
feel you.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, all right, guys.
Well, Colonel Jordan, take us home, man.
I don't know about benediction. I'm going to share with you. I'm
Go
going to share with the group
away.
uh, what I've principally been concerned with. I've enjoyed the conversation. Uh, I'm really proud to have Brother Morris, my brother Morris, on here with us because he's a vet that brings a special change to the conversation as a veteran.
Right.
Because the Coast Guard, under normal circumstances, works under the Department of Homeland Security. And then at war, it becomes a part of the Navy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So the Coast Guard does great deals. I mean, I've had experiences with them where I had to call for help in the Chesapeake Bay, and they boarded my boat with guns.
Mm.
That's another.
That happens.
But
And told
but
and told oh man, that's a story. But the big thing on my mind, and I talked about this with my wife. My wife and I have been talking about this all day. Ethnic cleansing.
yes.
Ethnic cleansing is a big issue in America. There are certain things that are happening, uh, decisions being made that lead to ethnic cleansing. We normally think of ethnic cleansing as people being shot and killed, but ethnic cleansing can occur through mass deportation
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
and restriction of who can come into the country. And when you talk about ethnic cleansing of the United States, that's one of the reasons that in what is it, 14th Amendment that makes us citizens, right? That's through
Birthright
birthright
citizen.
citizenship. It's important that that's going to be decided by the Supreme Court in in uh, in January, supposed to be in the new term. But there are other things that I see happening that indicate to me that we are going through ethnic cleansing. I'll just give you an example.
Mm-hmm.
HHS and CDC revising the vaccine rates. Now, who suffers the most when vaccines are not given?
Mm.
Yep.
What groups does that hit the most? Uh, Go ahead, Bobby.
No, I'm just raising a hand. It's us.
Uh, uh, who suffers the most when ICE just picks up people because they look like somebody?
Mm.
And you see, there's some funny things that I knew was going to happen. See, I can stop Bobby and ask him for his identity and say, and tell my people, hold him until I can verify this. And then Bobby is in Honduras. No, Bobby is in Sudan, South Sudan, with a
Mm.
civil war going on.
Mm.
And I have the people out there notifying me that I couldn't verify his identification that he gave me.
Mm. Mm. Mm.
See, that was a tactic used in World War II. Not in World War II, in Nazi Germany.
Mm-hmm.
We'll
Oh yeah.
hold you, we'll hold you till we can verify this.
Japanese too.
Mm-hmm.
We'll hold you until we can verify, but they never verify.
It was never the plan.
So I look at this as I call it, my wife said I was too crude about this. I call it culling
Yes.
the population.
Yes,
She
it is.
said, no, a better term is ethnic cleansing.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
And that has been on my mind to look at all of the things that are coming out of the White House,
Mm-hmm.
entire cabinet, out of what they're doing,
Mm-hmm.
and to look at from the point of this is ethnic cleansing.
Mm.
Wow.
Uh, and I would invite uh, each person on this call to look at it in terms of ethnic cleansing.
Oh,
Are we in a stage of ethnic cleansing in the United States, especially after the president said what he said about Somalis
yeah.
Yeah.
in this
Mm-hmm.
country?
Yeah.
If he can call them garbage,
Mm-hmm.
what can he call the Haitians?
Right.
What can he call the Venezuelans? What
Mm-hmm.
can he call the Hondurans? What can he call the people from Ghana? What can he call the people from uh, Kenya? What can he call the people from uh, Burkina Faso? What can he call the people from Nigeria? He's already said if we look at what he's doing in Venezuela, going for oil, What's another place that has great oil reserves? He just put out a thing saying that if the Nigerians don't stop killing Christians, he's going to do something about it. And they
Yeah,
won't.
next, yeah.
Well, that's the way of getting that Nigerian oil.
Absolutely.
So I look at all of this, but the big thing on my mind is: are we in a phase of ethnic cleansing in the United States?
Yes, we
And
are.
it's for that reason that I don't go around talking about. I don't use the term African American. I just use the term to refer to me as I'm black.
Mm-hmm.
And so, hey, to me, when we just use that one term, just the term itself causes us to come into a collective and not be split up. Because the way it's going now, if you are American Somali, you can be gone. If you're American Haitian, you can be gone. If you're American Caribbean, you can be gone. If you're American Ghanaian, you can be gone. And the way to stop that is to think of ourselves as a collective. We're all black.
Yes.
Nothing else. We're all black. And that way, our power is not dissipated. It's easy to dissipate your power with labels. And that happens. And that's all I have to say. I've enjoyed the conversation. I've enjoyed especially listening. And I want to thank you, brothers, for sharing with me your thoughts. I'm complete.
All right. I appreciate you guys coming on, man. Next meeting in 2 weeks. Mac, on the way out, I'm gonna go and just play this as you guys sign off, but I'm playing this for you, Mac. I don't know if you heard this one, Mac. Have you heard it? You heard this one, Mac?
Been beat down, but I don't stay low.
Yeah.
Got mud on my
You heard that one, Mac?
Yes, sir.
Oh,
Yeah.
kick rocks.
survive.
All right, man. I appreciate you brothers, man, coming out and hanging out with me, okay?
All right,
See you guys in 2 weeks.
good one.
Mac, you want to hang around and listen to it, man? I'm playing it for you. You can hang around. Take it easy, brother.
All right, man.
I'll send you the link, Tony.